Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to talk about Married to Medicine. And I am doing it the day after it aired. Yes, I'm on my shit. Yes, I am. Because, the entire time that it's been on this season, I have not done it the day after or sometimes at all. Just depending on if I'm entertained or not. And I was. I was actually thoroughly entertained by this one. And I don't know why. Not a lot happened. But it was a cute little episode, so we're going to talk about it. If you are new to the channel, I would like to invite you to consider. That's a whole lot. I would like to invite you to consider to maybe, please, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, and I would appreciate it. Like the video. It helps with the analytics. And if you are a new subby, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Beautiful People family. We are more than happy to have you. All right, let's talk about it. All right, so we start off with Anila, and she's talking to the kids and Karen, and they're talking about how I guess she went to go stay with her parents for 2 weeks after the robbery, and Karen was probably in seventh heaven, I'm sure. No kids, no Anila. Oh my God, I'm sure he was in heaven. But the robbery, has really kind of traumatized her and the kids. And you guys, I wonder why I believe her way more than I do Dorit. Something wrong with that, right? I mean, hers just look way more legitimate. So then they go up to the closet. She's showing where all her jewelry is gone. And I don't know. Like, unless she's a good actress, I don't know. She just looked for real, traumatized and dry. And like she had been doing nothing but crying, which I could see. And Karen said, listen, as much as I hate to say it, this can be filled back up. And I'm like, he always got to have a little joke in there somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I just believe her more. So what do you guys think? You guys think, because we are going to get into later on when Toya, or is it next episode when Toya kind of alludes to the fact of maybe she's lying. And I'm like, damn, Toya, you are just really fucking up. They already think it's you. And now you giving a whole fuckless type of attitude. Like you really don't give a shit. It's coming off bad. It's not a good look, sis. But I'm jumping ahead. Now, y'all know I got to talk about Lil Mason if they show him. And they did. Y'all, it's like a little bonus when I get to see his little face and oh my God, his little smile or whatever. He is such a little old man. But him and Quad, they're sitting there eating, looks like some broccoli and maybe some fettuccine type stuff, Alfredo type stuff. So it had the white sauce. And she's like, now Mason, come on, you got that stuff all up over here. And then she take the paper towel and kind of, I guess she was trying to show him how to dab it on her mouth. It looked like it touched her mouth. I thought she was wiping her mouth. And she tries to give him the same paper towel. And he's like, now hold on. Did you touch your mouth with that? She said, no, I was just pretending. And he's like, okay. But he gave her the cutest little smile. Oh, his little face. I swear he could just do, nah, I was finna lie and say he could do no wrong. But yeah, I'm sure he can. All right, so now we're at the office with Dr. Jackie. She's introducing us to her new nurse practitioner and the new doctor that she hired. So Dr. Jackie got it going on. She is no longer going to be the only physician there, and not only the only black woman, lady physician there. She will have help now, and she'll be able to leave earlier. But she's showing the lady around, and she's so excited, y'all. It's so cute. She's so freaking excited. And she's showing her around, and she's like, I don't have OCD, but I just like for everything to be like in its place. And here's the speculums or whatever. She pulls it out, and she's like, this is how it is. And then the doctor picks up one, and she says something like this is for older women or something. And then she puts it down, and Jackie said, well, yeah, you see, you just put it out of place there. And I'm like, I understand. Y'all, I just hired a lady. Not to mention, this lady seems really nice. And like I said, Dr. Jackie, who I'm sure has spent way more time with her, she really likes her. She's not a super smiley lady. Like you guys, I'm like super friendly and like, hey, that sort of thing to people. She wasn't doing that. So Dr. Jackie was all excited and she wasn't being rude or anything. She's just like the lady that I just hired not too long ago. She's not a smiley person. And I'll be looking at her like, fuck is wrong with you? But it don't be nothing wrong with her. She's a really nice lady. And then speaking of the OCD, I don't feel like I have OCD, but I want things to be a certain way. So I literally had to tell her ma'am, could you come out here? Because on this bulletin board right here, I need for you to use only clear text. Like you using this green, red, purple. Why are you doing that? Like who? Y'all don't even understand people who think like that. What made you think that's okay? I didn't say that to her, but that's how I was looking at her, I'm sure. Because I was like, no, ma'am, I literally bought you all clear thumbtacks. Where the fuck did you get these colors from and why are you using them? But I really am a nice lady, you guys. All right, let's keep going. You guys, so cute. Dr. Jackie calls her mini me and all that. She's like, she reminds me of me. She gives her scrubs. She's like, they're just like the ones that I have on right now. It's so cute how excited she really, really is about this lady. So hopefully she doesn't disappoint. And then she gave her another gift, you guys, a Gucci box. And I was like, why have I never gotten a Gucci, even though I'm not a Gucci girl? But I'll take it if it's free from the company or the person that I work for. That's fine. Thank you. So I thought it was very nice. She gave her a bag. And the girl was like, the doctor was like, you walk around with your stuff in a Gucci bag? And Dr. Jackie was like, yeah. Looking at her like, ma'am, get on my level. I was like, come on, Dr. Jackie. We are seeing a whole new Dr. Jackie, and I love it. All right, so wrapping this up, she asked for pink gloves. She's like, you think we can get some pink gloves around here? And Dr. Jackie was like, do you know how much they cost? And sure, if you're going to take a pay cut. And she's like, no, we can keep the blue or the purple. And I'm like, I hear you, Dr. Jackie. I hear you. Because she's talking about the budget and everything. I'm like, girl, the budget is Dr. Jackie's money. So yeah, everything matters. But we're done with that, and then we go back with Cecil and Simone, and they're talking to Amorosa about their book. She said she saw it, she read it, and the issue that she's having is, why were you guys about to get a divorce anyway? And we come to the conclusion, Simone was just like, yeah, that's not in there. And apparently they didn't want to talk about it because they didn't want to bring up old stuff and trigger things. And yeah, I'm like, Omarosa, I'm sorry, I have to agree with her on this one. How are you writing a book on how to, you know, get through the issues if you're not telling what your issue was? Like, I'm sorry, you have to. You got to be a little transparent when you want people to relate to what you're saying. So, they figured out they have to go back to the drawing board, and Simone is like, we're going to have to go back to counseling. And I thought that was cute. I love the fact that they're still together. I think they're going to be fine. Like, I feel like maybe they hit their sweet spot where they talked about some things, they got some things out in the open, they're willing to compromise and do better. So, yeah, but this isn't the last time we're going to talk about the book or their issues, so we'll move on. All right, you guys, don't be mad, but I'm gonna have to gloss right on over the whole thing with Toya, Eugene, and their kid. No disrespect to the kid and the child, okay? It's his birthday. He wants to have a sit down dinner. They went to the grocery store. He wants, expensive meat, which they did. They bought expensive meat. He wants to cook and have his dad help or whatever. Okay, sounds cute enough. I'm just gonna skip through it all, you guys. So the day of the party, his girl that he liked or whatever can't come. She's around somebody with COVID. Toya's making a big deal out of it. Eugene was like, he'll be fine. When Toya finally told him, he's like, I know already. And Eugene's like, yeah, I told you, it's not a big deal. So the balloons, the decorations, very cute. The kids came, they sat down, cute. It was all fine. Trying to think if there was anything else that stood out. There wasn't. Happy birthday. Let's move on. Okay, before I move on, Toya asked her son if he told the teacher the reason why he forgot his homework or didn't do his homework. He's like, no. And she's like, well, I think if you would have told her that we had a busy evening, she would understand. Who's going to understand that? I don't care how busy your evening is. You have homework, do your homework. Who does your mom think she is? Ma'am, nobody's going to understand that. Like, he doesn't get any sort of preferential treatment due to him like you do to everyone else. And how you not even going to tell me the errands that you ran? Like, tell me that you had a whole lot to do. There was maybe a funeral, or there was something big that you had to do, but just, we was busy. No, that's not gonna fly. Oh, another thing. Apparently, I can't gloss over this whole thing because they're saying stuff. Dr. Eugene took a job where he will be off some days during the weekend and some days not during the weekend. He'll be off all weekend and some days during the week. Apparently, he's going to an urgent care and he's going out of the ER. So good for him. She's very excited, saying that, they can do more stuff or whatever. So that is good for him. I'm glad for Dr. Eugene. All right, guys. So we're back with Dr. Jackie, and she is excited because she looks cute. First of all, she got on all black scrubs with some hot pink. I think they were hot pink shoes. So cute. She got up. She's super happy that she is getting out of there at 2:37. She told the girls, "Listen, y'all ain't gotta go home, but I am." And I was like, "That's rude." But she looks so cute, so happy. She jumps in her car, runs home, and I'm like, Curtis, you better not be there cheating. You better just be there making a sandwich. That's what you better be doing. And that's what he was doing. So she grabs his sandwich and then tells him that it's not healthy. And I'm like, I could not live with Dr. Jackie. I don't know how he does it. But she's all excited. She's like, I'm here before the sun sets, and I'm just so happy. And even in her confessional, y'all, she got these braids. They look so cute. I am all here for Dr. Jackie this season. I mean, I liked her every season, but I just feel like she got a special glow or something. Like she just seems really, really happy, and I'm happy for her. So she's talking to Curtis about how much time she's gonna have left, and she's gonna be able to do this and do that and do this. And I'm like, yeah, none of it was like I'm gonna spend time with you. That's why Curtis be cheating, Dr. Jackie. Dang. Why you leaving him alone so much? Girl, did you not learn from before? But anyway, she says she's going to go golfing with him and doing other things. Oh, yeah, I said other things because I couldn't remember. But she said traveling, she wants to learn how to drive his vintage cars and all that. And he's like, hold on, I got something for you. He goes and brings her a golf bag. How about having your own golf bag? How about that? He's so happy with himself. And she's like, you bought me a bag. You bought me my own bag. Oh, this makes me so moist. And he's like, and then she makes this noise and he's like, you know what? Whatever. Give me my bag back. And I'm like, I don't think I ever want to hear Dr. Jackie use the word moist again. I don't. Dr. Jackie, stop. All right, so now we have Dr. Jackie and Quad over at Heavenly's, and they're checking on her, and they look so cute, and she looks a hot ass mess. But she's at home, and she's in mourning. As we all know, her mom just passed, which is very sad. Can't imagine. Don't even want to imagine. And they sit down, and she's telling them how she's always had to be the strong one, basically. And we also find out, I'm probably jumping around, but we also find out that her and her sister, they're not really close and they haven't really talked to each other. And her mom said, like on her dying bed, that she wants them to get along. So Dr. Heavenly is going to make that call at some point, but she just hasn't done it yet. So I can't imagine you guys not talking to your sisters. Oh, yeah, I am so obsessed with my siblings. Actually, my whole family, my nieces, my nephews, my my mama, my baby, my everybody. I'm just really obsessed with. I cannot imagine not speaking to family. But again, I know that everybody's not like us and everybody's different. And I'm not going to call her sister toxic, but I do also know that if you have toxic family members, listen, you can't always be around that and you got to let that go. So hopefully for the mom and for their own sake, they can get back together. And then we learn that Dr. Heavenly has a brother, and just the dynamics have kind of changed where she was really close with the brother, and the brother didn't talk to the sister, and now the brother and the sister are speaking. And so I just need Heavenly to jump right in. Like maybe the sister has grown in all these years or all this time or whatever. But she also said that, she went to go see a psychic or something, and the lady knew right away that she had just lost somebody, and she said that she wanted me to let you know that she is dancing now and she is no longer in pain. And I was just like, oh, just heartbreaking. So we're gonna move along from this. But I was gonna say shout out to Dr. Heavenly. That's not what you say when people lose people. We will be praying for Dr. Heavenly and her family. All right, you guys. Next, we are back at Dr. Jackie's house, and her and Curtis are coming up, and they're going to their backyard where they have their party planner setting up or whatever. And we learned that they had a vaccination. Excuse me, I just ate some cookies, so I need to smack my lips. But they just had like a vaccination clinic, and all the doctors came to help, and so they want to give like a thank you, and they said it worked out well. So the party planner's like, what made them move it outside? And I'm like, them? You mean them that you talking to? It's their party. And she was just like, well, COVID, and we just did the clinic, so I was thinking maybe that's better. And I'm like, girl, we're not doing that anymore. Okay, we're not doing it anymore. Um, so it's so funny because when Simone and Cecil walk up, Cecil walks to the back and he says, "You gotta be kidding me." And I was like, that would be me. I don't fool with the code. I would have had to turn right on back around and been like, Dr. Jackie, you're welcome. Okay, but I gotta go. I can't stay here. I'm not partying outside when it's freezing. And she's in the confessional like, I just want to know why our friends is doing this to us. And I was like, it must be real cold. They had a bunch of heat lamps, but apparently that wasn't really working. We don't know what the weather was, but they weren't supposed to be out there because everybody's about to complain about this weather. Yeah, so Simone, she's turning up the heat lamps and she's like, let's blow this backyard up. And then in the confessional, she's like, well, maybe, Dr. Jackie was like, I'm not finna be like Quad and have all that shit up in my house. And then we see flashbacks of them going off, and then Quad's, not cousin, auntie, she's going crazy, like, y'all can't be doing this in this lady house. This lady really saved and did all this by her. I was just like, oh my God. Number one, why she keep calling her this lady? I think that tickled me more than anything. This lady, I'm like, that's your niece, auntie. It's not this lady. All right, y'all. Dr. Heavenly and them come, and she don't look like herself. You can tell she's not all jovial. She's not super happy or anything. She's not herself. And then Contessa comes and she's like, Jackie, do you love me? Can we go inside? Please, please, please. I'm like, it is freezing out there. And then her husband, what is his name? We forgot Scott, Dr. Scott. Is he still a cheater? I'm sorry. Every time we mention him, we gonna have to call him allegedly. I gotta say allegedly. Um, but I just hate the way that they moved on from that whole goddamn storyline, and we let them get that shit off. Like, we let them get away with it. They ain't said a word about him and nothing that he did last season. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, I heard y'all got nice couches and chairs inside there. And I'm like, why y'all got people begging to go in y'all house? Like, come on, make it right. Like, so Jackie takes the ladies in there talking about let's eat, but the men gotta stay outside. Just take them in a goddamn house. I can't stand Dr. Heavenly. So the ladies are actually not going inside. They're going to the food truck. There's a food truck with barbecue or whatever. So Dr. Heavenly tells Simone, get your man's food first. And she's like, I'm getting my own food first. And she's playing with her, but she's kind of doing the booby bump too. The same thing Audra did. And I was like, what's going on there? Like, is that the new thing? But she was playing, of course. And she's like, I'm not getting him nothing. I'm going to get my plate. And Dr. Heavenly's like, men like to be catered to, and I don't have a problem catering to my man. So she tells Simone, you know what? He loves it. I take care of him, and that's why we have sex every night, and that's why you don't have no sex. And then in the confessional, she's like, yeah, most men like to have sex as much as possible, except Eugene. And then she gives the smile, and I'm like, oh my God. She didn't say Dr. Eugene don't want to do it, right? She just said it's small. Okay, it don't matter. But Dr. Heavenly is a whole mess. Yeah. So they go back to the back. Simone got her food. Dr. Heavenly got her food, and she's giving her man his food. And she's talking to Cecil like, your woman ain't make you your plate. And he's like, yeah, that ain't how we get down. Simone is like, that's not how we roll. She's like, I take care of him. Whatever my man asks me to do. If he want me to give a little head or doggy style. And Curtis was like, that's where I gotta go. Like, I got and he's in the confessional like, who needs food? And I'm like, ew, this season they have been talking about nothing but sex. Either they're really getting it or they're really not getting it. Like, what is happening here? It's been a whole heck of a lot of sex talk. Y'all. So then Eugene and Toya walk up and they see Cecil and Curtis at the food truck. And they like, where everybody at? Everybody got their food, they in the back. And Cecil was like, apparently OBGYNs, they don't make plates, so we got to get our own plates. And Toya's like, well, he gonna make my plate. Can you get my plate too? Y'all, when I tell you, he did not smile at all. Like they were laughing, including her. And he didn't smile. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, damn, she just really does emasculate this man as much as possible at any turn. Like, I'm not saying that something is wrong with him serving her as well or whatever, but girl, you standing right there and they sitting here talking about women bringing their plates or whatever. Just get your own goddamn plate. Like he's standing there, so you don't have to get his plate. Just get your own plate. Like you have to go a little bit further to make this man look bad. And he's in the confessional talking about he doesn't feel less of a man because he's serving his woman, and he shouldn't. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Toy ain't shit. She's trash. So that's basically all I'm saying. But the fact that she died laughing and didn't say, oh no, I'm just playing. Trash. All right, so the ladies are eating, and Dr. Jackie FaceTimes Anila and asks if she's feeling safer. She said no, and she asked if the cameras were on, and if they no, she didn't say if the cameras were on. She asked if the cameras caught anything, and she said, "Well, I have cameras, but they weren't on, so it's a learning lesson. You know, she didn't catch anything." And Toya is just over there like laughing, giggling, and I'm like, she's just really not making herself look good for real, for real. And then we have Dr. Contessa like, oh, she says she feels like it's targeted. And then Quad is like, ding, 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 yeah, targeted. And Contessa is just like, yeah, I've been knowing her for like a year, and there's nothing that I've seen of hers that I'm like, oh, I want that. Contessa gets on my nerves, but that was funny. And then what's her name? Simone is like, she's a fashion blogger. Like, who thought that that would be a dangerous job? And then we have Toya. She only got like 70 followers, so no one knew. And I'm like, oh, she's so stupid. So they were asking her, you know, are there a whole lot of break-ins around there? And Toya smiling like, no, no. Ugh. So we get off the phone with her, and thank God because Toya is making herself look worse and worse. All right, so finally, Dr. Jackie says, it's so cold out here. Let's go inside. You think? So they go inside, and she's like, oh, it's so cold out there. We tried it. I said, no, ma'am, you tried it. Like, why are you doing that? And then Eugene is like, why they get to go inside? Yeah, I felt so bad for the men. Why are they making people stay outside? Maybe that's just where production is all set up and everything, and somebody got to stay out there. So the ladies go, and they're sitting at the counter. Big ass counter. I love it. But, Dr. Jackie starts talking about how Anila seems very traumatized. So Quad says that Carrie said Anila had a hit out on her. And Simone and Toya started laughing. Ha ha ha, a hit out on her. It sounds good. And Dr. Contessa's like, let me tell you the definition of a hit. And she's like, somebody is delusional. What's wrong with these girls? And the fact that Toya cannot help but laugh at this lady's situation. God don't like ugly. I'm sorry. And so they were like, how would Carrie know that she got a hit out on her? And then nobody said nothing. And then Toya says, well, I had a Christmas party. And Simone is like, yeah, that very same night. And she said from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. And nobody saw nothing. And she do this little thing with her eyes while still smiling. She's smirking and smiling the whole time. And it's so funny because, excuse me, Quad turned her head and looked at Dr. Heavenly like, you see that? You see what the fuck she just did? And I'm like, yeah, she's making herself look real guilty. And I'm going to tell you, the whole time when I heard it, I was like, that just sounds crazy. She would never do that. Like, why would you do that? But she is really coming off real bad in this whole thing. And it takes me back to the whole Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears thing where you just be like, oh no, that sounds far-fetched. People wouldn't do that. Then you see the video and you're like, damn, people would do that. So now I'm learning you can't put nothing past nobody. And Toya is looking real crazy right now. So Toya says, I can't believe. Oh no, Dr. Heavenly is like, yeah, it was an inside job because they're talking about how it's a gated community and how did they get in there and nobody saw anything or whatever. And Toy is like, who would want to do something like that? And she was like, could it be that maybe she's a liar? And Quad is like, people lie every day. You a liar too, but did your house get broken into? And she's like, no. And I ain't a liar, but you be going around lying on my family. And then we get to the whole thing of Dr. Heavenly saying that you running around saying stuff about me. So as soon as she mentioned Dr. Heavenly's name, she snaps off. Listen, I ain't said nothing to nobody. I ain't been doing nothing but sitting here minding my business. Don't put me in shit. And she's like, well, that ain't what you said. And she's like, I don't want to hear shit about what I said or what I didn't say or whatever. Don't put me in nothing. And she's like snapping. And she's like, I done heard a lot of shit about you and I don't say nothing. And then Toya's like, well, I done heard a lot of shit about you too. Bitch, you ain't heard nothing about me because I ain't fucking nobody but my husband. And she was like, you know what? I ain't did nothing to nobody. So you bitches can, what she say, kiss my ass and climb a tree. Dr. Heavenly is not about it. Not today. Not up in here. And I get it. She got a lot going on. A lot on her mind. She's the villain this year. It just is what it is. That's her role right now. Y'all, this fool done said a real good one-liner and then couldn't get out the door. Like she totally screwed up her storm off. And everybody is dying laughing. She's like, I can't get out the door. Come on and help me get out the door. Bitch, come and help me get out the door. And Dr. Simone trying to tell her how to push it and pull it and just come and open the door. I was like, damn, ruined it. Like if she would have just been like, my mama just died, so fuck you, bitches, and kiss my ass and climb a tree and then made it out. Yes, she did that. She didn't do that though. She couldn't get out. Y'all, so when this crazy girl make it down the stairs, she's like, it's time to go. She still got her drink in her hand though. Come on, it's time to go. And when she come out, the men like, oh shit. And then they like, what done happened, daddy? And he's like, I don't know. I'm tired of it. And she's going off. Toy didn't put my name in some shit. It's time to go. Let's get out of here. And she's saying something about she ain't got no desires because her man big dick big. And everybody looked like, what is she talking about? And Eugene was looking around and I'm like, poor Eugene. Joke's on you, Jack. Like you don't even know it yet. But your wife, once again, did some shit. And Dr. Heavenly is ridiculous. Why are you saying that? Like, why are you saying that in front of him, to him? He ain't had nothing to do with it. He ain't come for you. He ain't say nothing to you. I'm sorry. I just feel like when they go back and forth and whatever, keep the spouse out of it. That's giving me the whole Marlo coming at Todd tease or whatever. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you saying something about Dr. Eugene that's going to humiliate him? And it will, once he finds out what his wife said, like that part is gonna come back to him and he's gonna be like, oh shit, that's what she was talking about. And everybody else is gonna know too by that time when they watch it back. And I just think that's dirty. Like, keep them out of it. The men ain't in it. All right, so when they walking up the stairs, her husband is like, don't say stuff like that. And she's like, nah, I hate dumb bitches. And she, Quad comes out and she's telling her, calm down. Don't worry about it. You know, you are well within your right to be upset. You just lost your mom. And she's like, ain't nobody even said shit to me about my mom or whatever. Like, that should have been the first thing they said is, how are you? Because you just, and y'all, they didn't. When you go back and watch it, because this is my second watch, they didn't. Like, the first thing they said to her was not, come here, bring it in for a hug. I'm sure maybe they sent her flowers and stuff like that. But if this is your first time seeing her after it happened, and then Contessa's like, oh, you're right, give me a hug. Bitch, get off me. And especially you, bitch, get off me. And that's exactly how Dr. Heavenly was looking. Like, ugh, because Dr. Contessa is phony as hell, y'all. I can't deal with her. Yeah, so Quad says, listen, if people, can't understand the fact that you are in a fragile state right now, then we need to kind of figure out who we hanging out with. Like, something's wrong with them. And then we cut to Toya in the house talking about, I ain't lost my mama or none of my mamas. So I don't know what that feels like. So I ain't got no sympathy. But I'm not here for bitches trying to mess up my marriage. She's trash. Do y'all understand what is coming out of her mouth? This lady just lost her mom. Like, for real. And she's saying she ain't got no sympathy. She don't care because she hasn't been in that situation yet. Well, ma'am, you will. You will, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna want to eat these words because it's super shitty. I don't care. You don't give a shit about your marriage. Like, honestly, Toya don't give a shit about her marriage. Like, she don't. If she just feel like she's the eye candy and Eugene is going nowhere. But if he ever got smart and left her, he would still be fine. He would. But she's trash to me. I'm telling you, that's real shitty for her to say. And I'm with Quad. If somebody can't have sympathy, empathy, just some of that, then why would I want to be around you? All right, so back in the house, Jackie says, let's go talk to the men. So they put their coats on, and before they leave, Simone is talking to Toya, and she's like, now's the time to, calm down and dig a little deeper or whatever. And she's like, in the confessional, Toya's like, Anila came around with these accusations, and then Dr. Heavenly thinks she can just whisper in my ear, and she's starting shit. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. I saw it a different way. Dr. Heavenly told her probably, yeah, to start shit, because I do feel like she's the villain and she's the shit starter. She's the bone carrier this season. But I also feel like, damn, she's the only one that didn't have you out here looking stupid. She's letting you know why these three women are here looking at you, sitting at a couch right across from you, looking at you like you stupid, looking at you like they know a secret about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like Toya's just dumb. So she's going on and on about how she even told Dr. Simone she should have had her back. And then, Dr. Simone is like, oh, Toya has a really big heart and she's not feeling like it's being reciprocated. Where's her big heart? She literally just sat there and said, I don't give a shit that your mom just died. I have no sympathy for you because I still have my mom. Where's the big heart? I'm sorry. So that was the end of the episode, y'all. And like I said, it was entertaining. It really was. Besides the whole stuff with Toya and her son, we could just see way more of Quad's nephew. Like, why are we not seeing a whole heck of a lot of him? But if you are still here, you are the real MVP. I appreciate you. If you have not already, please like the video, comment, let's talk about it, and subscribe if you have not already. We would love to have you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.